Hi, I'm going to be talking about my labor and delivery story. So, like, my son's original due date was December 22nd, 2018, which you can give birth before your due date or after your due date. But, like, I wasn't thinking that my son was going to come 2 weeks early. So, I had high blood pressure throughout my whole pregnancy, which is called preeclampsia. But, like, every time I went to the hospital, every time, like, my doctor sent me to the ER, they was like, well, your blood pressure's not high right now, so they would send me back. Which I was kind of happy because I wasn't prepared to have my son that early. Or, like, in October when he was really due in December, you know. So this particular day I went to Walmart, which was December 9th. I went to Walmart. It was at nighttime, middle of the night. We went to get some snacks. So I went to Walmart and checked my blood pressure, and it was, like, super high. So, like, my mom was like, next thing in the morning, I'm going to take you to the hospital. I was like, okay. So that night I ended up throwing up a lot. And, so I went to the hospital that morning. And I was like, well, I've been throwing up and, like, I haven't had any contractions or anything. So, like, they checked my high blood pressure. This wasn't the hospital I was supposed to give birth at. This was, like, the hospital by my house. So I'm like, I hope they don't keep me here because, you know, my doctor is at the other hospital, which was like 20 minutes away. And I just was going to the closest hospital because I was just getting my blood pressure checked. So I went there and they were like, well, we're going to have to keep you until you get birth. So I was like, okay, I can do that. And I went in. They took my blood pressure. It was, like, super high. And they gave me some high blood pressure medicine. I don't know what it was, but it was so strong. Like, I was so dizzy and out of it. I felt drunk. Like, I'm like, what is this? The room was spinning. Mom helped me. But she was like, just hold on to the bed, sweetie. Just hold on to the bed. So I held on to the bed. And, like, they kept checking my cervix. And, you know, that crap hurt. Like, that's so painful. And they were like, you're only 1 centimeter dilated. So, like, the next day, which was the Tuesday the 9th. No. Yeah, Tuesday the 11th. And, so I was doing good, you know. I kept dilating. And then after they gave me that pill to go up my vagina, so I kept dilating, which was good. And then that night, I started getting contractions. And, you know, I tried to block out the pain. It started mild. It kept getting higher and higher. So I think I made it to 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters dilated until I got a epidural. Because I couldn't take the pain anymore, you know. I was like, this really hurts. Like, it was going throughout my body. I felt it. I was shaking. And they're like, okay. Then the dude came back with the epidural. And it takes 45 minutes to kick in. So I'm like, they were like, you have to be still when you get this. Because if you jump or move the wrong way, you can get paralyzed. So I made sure I was careful. But it's like, no matter what, every time when someone tells me they have the epidural, they jumped a little bit. Which I jumped a little bit. Like, the needle didn't hurt. That part didn't hurt. The part that hurt was the stuff that come out the needle. I don't know what come out that needle, but it hurt. So, I got the epidural, and then I went to sleep right after that because I was so sleepy. That epidural made me go to sleep. And then I woke up in the morning. I think they checked how much I was dilated. I was like 7 or 8 centimeters dilated. So I called my mom. I was rushing her. I was like, y'all need to get here now because I'm finna give birth. Like, I'm like 8 centimeters. You guys need to come for this baby come out my vagina. It's finna come now. Like, right now. And I didn't know that you had to wait till your water broke. I just thought when you hit 10 centimeters, like, the baby gonna come. Like, the baby here. So, no. That wasn't the case. My mom, they were taking this real time. They went to McDonald's. I was like, why you went to McDonald's when I'm finna give birth? Like, my son's finna come right now. But my mom was like, calm down. I done did this 7 times. I was like, okay. So it ended up taking like 3 hours till I got to until my water broke, which I didn't know. that it took that long after like 10 centimeters. So as my water broke, like I felt this warm liquid. I thought I was peeing on myself. I was like, oh my gosh, I just peed on myself. But no, it wasn't pee. That was my water breaking. So I called her on the telephone thing. And I was like, I think my water just broke. Like, it was so awkward. So I was like, excuse me, my water just broke. Like, I whispered it. I don't know why I whispered it. Like, I don't know. I was so out of it. So, like, I told her, I was like, my water just broke. She was like, okay, I'm coming. So they came in. It was, like, a couple doctors. And then other, like, nurses, intern nurses came in to watch me give birth. So, like, they was like, do you have the urge to push? Next thing you know, like, I was like, excuse me, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So they gave me a bucket and I threw up. And I was like, as soon as you feel like an urge to push, and it's like, I couldn't feel anything because the epidural and then the high blood pressure and medicine on top of that. So, like, I was numb throughout my whole body. So, like, we're gonna have to cut this down a little bit. And I was like, okay. And I was, mind you, I was half asleep, like, I was taking pushes, but it wasn't enough to, like, make my son come. And there's, like, you have to do, like, more pushes, you know? Like, as soon as you feel the urge to push or you feel a pressure down there, the baby, that means it's time for you to push. So, like, I felt a little bit, so I tried to push. And it's like, I was asleep. I really was, like, asleep. And then I kept waking up. I was dozing off. I kept waking up. I was like, they kept waking me up to push. So it took 59 minutes, and after 59 minutes, my son, Caden Amir, came into this world. He was 6 pounds, 14 ounces, and then he was 19 inches. He was born at 10:59 a.m. on December 12th, 2018. And then, like, also, what else? Okay, so after I gave birth, like, I felt the after pain. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. And that first pee, like, oh, I had to get stitches. I had a 3rd-degree tear, which was terrible because, like, I got ripped, like, to my booty hole. So they stitched me up. When I woke up, they were stitching me up. Then I went back to sleep, and then I had to pee so bad. And that first pee is so painful because the stitches against your vagina, like, that hurts. Like, that hurts so bad. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't sit down. It was so uncomfortable. It was so painful. Like, the after pain was the worst. But, like, I was excited because my son was here. And then, yeah, my son was here. So I was like, wow, 9 months went by super fast. Well, that's my labor and delivery story. I'm probably, my next video for sure might be about my son's dad. Is he in his life, you know? Okay, stay tuned with me. See ya.